Hey folks, I'm David Bourne. I am a coach with lots of years doing media stuff, and now I am life coaching. And I wanted to give an update from Hurricane Helene. I live in Western North Carolina, in Asheville, and I just wanted to give my perspective on that, and to talk about this video project I've been doing, which this video is a part of. So I'll start with the video project. I have committed to doing a video every day for the next 50 days. That's my 50th video, should be done on January 1st. And the reason I'm doing that is because I feel like I got to do something. And I just feel like I'm going to do something different, something that only I can do, which is give my perspective from this storm and give my perspective of why I am pushing myself. I'll get into that in a minute. Pushing myself to make this video series, which is something I've been wanting to do, but for whatever reason, the storm, the election, the state of our world, I feel like, now's just the time to do this. And so I gave myself that personal challenge. If there's one thing you might want to take away from this video is, is there something that I've been wanting to do, and is there a personal challenge I can take on that'll help me to get there? Now, I'm only on day 5 of this video, so I don't know if it's going to work or not, this video challenge. I think this is video 5. I guess it doesn't really matter, but so in reflection, what do I have to say about this storm? It's a doozy, man. I have been through hurricanes before. When I was 18, 19 years old, my home community in coastal South Carolina got hit by Hurricane Hugo, which is a pretty big deal. Like the beach, Pawleys Island, where I grew up, where my mom had a house, it was pretty devastated. But this is different, and it's not to minimize what happened down with Hugo, because that was huge, and a lot of people got really messed up, and a lot of homes got destroyed. But there's just living in a disaster zone. It's just, I have to laugh because it is just a constant weirdness. It's just unsettling in a way that I didn't expect. And yeah, we didn't expect a hurricane to hit us here in Western North Carolina, but also just didn't expect to be as affected, as long. And I'm saying all this as someone who was barely touched by the storm. I should have said that first. Meaning, we had 10 or 12 medium-sized trees come down in our yard, and we had one hit the roof, and it wasn't that bad. Like, it was easily patched, so there's no rain coming in. It's been 6 weeks, and, the crew just came out yesterday to take a look at it to see about fixing it, because there's so many other things that are so much more important. And there's so many people who've lost jobs, who've lost their homes, they've lost their lives, they've lost their friends, their family members. Some people are still missing, and God knows where they are. The teams have been looking night and day for folks, and they're, it's just, it's a lot. And so you want to do something. And, for the first few days I was dealing with water and getting power and trying to get a cell signal and reaching out to folks. And now that weeks and weeks have gone by, and we're still dealing with it, things are much better, so much better for me and my family, and most of the people I know have power, have water. We are still boiling water after 6 weeks, and that's nothing more than a minor inconvenience. But as maybe you can tell, I'm doing this dance between feeling guilty and feeling grateful. And that's interesting. And I know that it's okay to feel both. But it's a conflict that kind of goes along with the conflict of daily life. So this video series and what I'm trying to say, it's been going well. I have a lot of resistance around putting my ideas out in the world. And one of the reasons is I think it needs to be a certain way. For 30 years, I did a variety of different media stuff, video, audio, some web stuff, got into content marketing, really fell in love with it because it seems to have a promise that, if you have an idea or a product, you can put your ideas out on the internet and you can find your people, they can find you, and you can make a living and you can help people. I mean, I just love that. I really never liked advertising. And for a long time, I didn't like the idea of marketing. But when content marketing came around about 10 years ago, I just fell in love with the idea, and I learned a lot about what you're supposed to do. But now I have this monster of this idea of what I'm supposed to do and what it is that I really want to do. There's all this conflict. And so I'm working through that. So I decided to take on this personal challenge just to do something, to talk about mental health, to talk about loss, to talk about struggles out loud and just say, we're all going through life. And no matter where you are and who you are, you're going to be dealing with some hard stuff at some point. And of course, you're going to have some great, exciting, fun moments too. And just trying to impart some of that, really to help myself better understand it. I want to talk about it and share it, because whenever you focus on something like that, like if you ever have to teach something, that's when you're really going to learn it. I learned that early on. And so that's what I'm trying to do with this video series today. I think it's day 5-ish, and I didn't want to do another 60-second clip. I just wanted to sit down and reflect on this project, reflect on the damage of Hurricane Helene and how that's affected me and affected my community. Just to say, let's see, what is it I really want to say? What do I want to say? I just want to say there's a part of me that's growing that is beginning to understand that no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. Now, that's just a part of me. I like to talk in terms of the mind, which tends, that hamster wheel of thoughts, meditation, calming of the body, calming of the nervous system. That can slow that down. It never really stops, even at night when you're asleep, right? I like to think in terms of the mind. It's always going. It's always coming up with problems. It's always seeing problems. In the body, man, our bodies, they keep us safe by looking out for danger. And when you're living in a disaster zone, there's danger everywhere. I mean, we go out on the roads out here, and there are 15 feet high stacks of logs on both sides of the road. And that's scary enough just to be driving through there in your car. And then there's this huge double, like 2 18-wheeler sized pickup containers with this arm, and you'll run into it, meaning you'll turn, and then there it'll be. And they want you to drive beside it while the guy's taking the arm and he's pulling these 500-pound logs just barely over your head. Your body is saying, wait a minute. Scary stuff. So, sorry, I got my watch going to tell me how long I've been doing this. 10 minutes already. Good gracious. So, mind, body, heart. Heart is where you want to help people. You want to make a difference. You want to do something fun. You want to do something creative. And then spirit. Spirit, I think, is where this idea, finally getting back to it, this idea of it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Despite whatever hard thing you're going through, it's going to be okay. In the end, things are going to be fine. If you can just remember that at the base of all of this ramblings of the mind, the body, the heart, the spirit knows it's all going to be okay. So finding places in your life where you can tap into that fourth piece, the spirit. Now the spirit, the great thing about it is it can talk to the heart. I guess heart's over here. It can talk to the mind. It can talk to the body. It can talk to the heart. And it's that more eternal essence of you. It's been there your whole life. It's always there, too much in the background, because we're constantly looking at our phones. We're constantly, I do it, reading, watching. If we don't make time for that spirit to integrate all those parts of ourselves and to remind us that everything's going to be okay, even if you're living in a disaster zone. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just trying to get through school, trying to do something, your first job, or you're struggling with your roommate, or you're struggling with your job, whatever it is. When you can find that part of you that knows that you're going to be okay, and you can just tap into that, that's a good thing. So I'm trying to do that. And, it's hard because the storm, it just is uncentering. It's just disorienting. But that's really what I want to say in this one. So my goal is to face my fears with this video challenge and to meet up against my resistance, question it, ask it. All right, well, you're saying I should do it this way or that way, or does it really matter in the end? I don't think it does. I think what matters is that we just learn to relax and let go of the fears. They're going to come back. Let go of the worry. They're going to come back too. But finding that centered space. I'm going to do it through more exercise, more artistic creation like I'm doing right now, more connecting with others. That's super important. And just trying to make the best of it, just to get back to that core idea. What is it? The core idea of no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. So again, I am Coach David Bourne. You can find more stuff about me at davidbourne.com. That's Bourne, like the movie. And hope to see you out there. Cheers.